Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip from a guy who says that if you can shop at a normal store or go to a gym without judgment, you have thin privilege. We're also going to be taking a look at a bonus clip from this same creator. This guy is giving me Major Hornby vibes. Before we proceed, please click like and subscribe so that I may apply comb to mustache.
I'm considered obese and have never been treated differently. I've never even heard about thin privilege until today.
A valid point.
Okay, well, let's talk about some ways that thin privilege presents itself, because some of these things might surprise you. They might impact your everyday life without you even recognizing it.
So much so that you may even say that it doesn't exist. This thin privilege is so subtle, so insidious, so pervasive that you may not even know that it exists, because it doesn't.
That's why privilege as a whole is so controversial, because it's not always obvious, especially from people who benefit from it.
It's a moronic concept. Working hard and then seeing the results of your hard work is not privilege of any sort, as I've said many times. I think that's pretty obvious, right? I worked hard and I got the results of my hard work. There was no privilege.
Thin privilege doesn't just mean you don't get bullied for your weight. It also means that when you're shopping, you can expect your size to be on the rack.
How is it privilege to be able to find your size on the rack? Once again, you're just getting the results of your own actions, right? You didn't do X, Y, and Z, so now you fit in these clothes still. So the person who did do X, Y, and Z, who does not fit into those clothes, is not an oppressed group. You seem very sure and confident of this, sir.
It means that you don't have to pay for the extra fabric they use to make plus-size clothing.
That's not privilege. That's just using what you need, right? Why would I have to pay extra for fabric that I don't use if I was thin? Obviously, that's not privilege. That's called just paying for what you use. What are you talking about?
At the gym, it's being able to walk in and be taken seriously.
What? What does that mean? What do you mean, walk into the gym and be taken seriously? So if you're overweight and you go to the gym and you walk in, the way that people are looking at you, you're not liking it. They're not giving you a serious enough look. This sounds insanely neurotic and you're just making stuff up. Thin privilege is when you go to the gym and nobody's staring at you, judging you. Who said anybody was staring at you, judging you, dude? This is another one of those instances where somebody goes somewhere and somebody glances at them and then they're like, oh my god, they were judging me and they were fatphobic. Dude, you don't know what people are thinking inside of their own heads. What kind of nonsense is this? How neurotic are you? You automatically assume that larger people get judged negatively when they go to the gym? I think you're mistaken. I always feel inspired when I see a larger person in the gym, and I like to encourage them. Like, yo, this is the place for you to be. Good job, dude. You're here. And I know for a fact 99% of other people would also be encouraging. There's going to be that 1% of moron who's like, hey, look at that fatty over there, working hard. Like, that guy is a moron. Just ignore him.
It's feeling welcomed and supported instead of feeling judged and out of place.
Well, feeling a certain way is all up to you, dude. It's not up to society to control how you feel. You felt a certain way. You felt that people were looking at you or judging you a certain way. Nobody said a dang thing. Now you're talking about privilege in terms of how you feel, bro. You've truly gone off the rails.
In the workplace, thin privilege means that you're not constantly viewed as sloppy or unprofessional just because of your size.
The way that you're viewed. Once again, what are you talking about? You have no idea what anybody thinks. You're just making this up. Thin privilege is when you go to work and you don't feel that people are judging you as being sloppy and XYZ. Once again, your feelings are coming into play and nobody mistreated you or exercised any sort of privilege above you. People looked at you a certain kind of way and you said they had privilege because of that. Okie dokie. So when somebody looks at an overweight person a certain kind of way, that means that that person that looked at them has thin privilege and they're judging them as being sloppy in the workplace or at the gym or whatever. All of your examples of privilege come from feelings and assumptions. Nothing has happened.
It means that you are more likely to get hired over someone who's overweight and you're more likely to receive a promotion.
If you're on heroin, you're less likely to get hired as well, just so you know. And if you're nodding out at your desk all day, you're probably less likely to get a promotion. Comparing one addiction to the other is pretty valid.
When you're traveling, particularly on airplanes, it means you don't have to buy an extra seat or get embarrassed because you have to ask for a seatbelt extender.
So thin privilege is not having to buy an extra seat on the airline. So not having to do all the extra inconvenient things that obese people have to do because of their own actions gives me privilege. Do I also have thin privilege if I can breathe without a CPAP machine? Do you also have thin privilege if you've never had a heart attack? If you can stand up, you have thin privilege, my friend. Check yourself.
Thin privilege means that when you're in public, you can eat what you want when you want without others judging you.
Once again, judgment. Nobody said anything to you. You're basing all of this off of other people's judgments and the way that they looked at you. If an overweight person goes in public and starts eating and people look at them, they're going to assume that they're judging them, but they may just be looking at them. They may just glance over there because they happen to look that way, and then you start assuming that they're judging you. These are moronic instances of so-called privilege, dude. None of this is valid.
It means you can go to a restaurant without people immediately making assumptions about your eating habits.
The only one making assumptions is you. You're assuming that people are judging you just for being there. I don't know what you're talking about. None of these are examples of privilege. These are all examples of an overweight person going somewhere and assuming that everyone around them is judging them. They haven't been denied service. They haven't been mistreated. They haven't been told to lose weight. They haven't been told anything. All of these examples are based on feelings and perceptions, which are likely wrong.
When you're at the doctor, it means that you don't have to worry about your appointment always being focused on losing weight.
So if I go to the doctor as a thin person, he's not going to tell me to lose weight, and this is thin privilege, okay? If you didn't have thin privilege, the doctor would tell you to lose weight, even though you didn't need to. Or something. What, dude? Hornby Jr., these are all moronic, okay?
It means that dieting isn't going to be immediately prescribed as the solution for every problem.
Yeah, why would it be if you were already thin? Are you listening to yourself as you speak, bro?
And there are countless others. Comment below with some examples and I'll include them in a part 2.
Okay, so that was really stupid. This one is more shocking than normal because all of his examples of privilege are just based on perception and feelings. Thin privilege is when you go to this place and nobody looks at you this way or feels this way about you. What? Now we're going to take a look at a bonus clip from the same creator. I want to make dollar bill. 10 foods to avoid to lose weight.
No, sauces are fine. Just use them sparingly.
Okay, so this whole video is going to be one guy showing you stuff that you should not eat if you want to lose weight, and then our protagonist here coming on and being like, no, it's fine, just have less of it. Just have one hit of crack, dude.
I like the light and the low sugar ones because they're usually lower in calories.
Okay, well, I don't mess with artificial sweeteners or regular sweeteners.
There's nothing wrong with bread. We've literally been eating it for centuries.
He said if you want to lose weight, avoid these foods, guy. Okay, you're already losing the plot. Try to focus. Dude, you're not about to tell me the cereal is okay, guy.
Cereal can sometimes be higher in calories, so just stick to a small bowl.
Like I said, just have one hit of crack. Yeah, this guy's whole shtick is just gonna be like, just eat less of these garbage foods. Like it's that easy, bro. Like I've said many times, these highly processed foods are very addictive, and the only way to stop craving them is to stop eating them for a certain amount of time. You don't want to keep all this garbage in your house, dude, and just eat it sparingly. Good luck with that. Oh, you guys are having trouble with weight loss? Just eat less, stupid. Duh. Just eat less. Simple. That's so easy to do. You're not about to tell me the chips are okay, guy.
You can easily fit 1 or 2 portions of chips into your daily goal.
Daily goal. Dude, if you want to lose weight, eating chips daily is the last thing that you want to do. How does deep-fried corn turds fit into my day of nutritious eating, my friend? I'm not sure where I could slip that in.
Trying to remove chocolate from your diet is going to make you want it way worse. Just have a fun size instead of a king size.
Dude, do not listen to this man if you want to lose weight, okay? He's basically saying do whatever you want. He's pulling a Hornby, bro. This is the laziest type of charlatan on the internet. They're just like, do whatever you want. Now give me money. This is some sort of coaching service. Me just telling you to do whatever you want. If you're going to be a charlatan, dude, at least put in some work. This is low effort. You are not about to say the soda is okay.
Uh-oh.
Some of the diets and the zeros are just as satisfying and bubbly as the original. You don't need to remove it, just...
We all know my stance on artificial sweeteners. I think you should remove it. I think you should get over drinking sweet stuff. We have recent information saying just how bad artificial sweeteners are and how they actually do contribute to diabetes and all these other things.
Just replace it.
Let's replace it.
This is a sometimes food. Just don't eat the whole pint.
Okay. Just have a couple bites of the Ben & Jerry's and put it back. Clearly, you're able to just have a couple bites of garbage food and put it away if you're struggling with your weight. Duh. If you actually want to lose weight, don't listen to this man. Samosa / pastries. The frozen ones? What? You're gonna say that it's okay to eat frozen, reheated pastries from your grocer's freezer.
I don't know what samosa is, but I promise you can eat it in moderation.
I don't know what this is, but I promise you can eat it. I don't know what this is, but I promise you can eat it. Has to be one of the dumbest statements that I've ever heard in my life. That's not what you want to hear on your little Lois and Clark expedition out through the mountains, huh? You're out there exploring and stuff, and the person you're exploring with is like, hey, I found a new species of mushroom. I have no idea what it is, but eat it. Let's find out.
Just like everything else.
Yeah, just like everything else, if you don't know what it is, apparently you can eat it, according to you. So that's your dietary guidelines. I don't agree with it. Biscuits.
Biscuits? Like cookies? They're fine.
They're fine. Can I ask you what's not fine? Is there any food that is not fine to consume? Everything is fine to this guy. Do whatever you want all the time. Now give him some money.
Just eat one or two, not the whole sleeve.
Duh, dumb fatty. Didn't you know? Just eat less. Eat the same garbage, but just eat less, you idiot. That's simple. Why are you guys still overweight? Why didn't you take his advice a long time ago and just eat less from the start? Duh. Why do you keep eating more and more of this food? It's weird. It's like it's got some sort of addictive property that makes you just want to keep eating. Just knock it off. Just eat less. Duh.
Canned food? What, like beans? Tuna?
Alright, that was a vague one. There's some canned food that you can eat and some that you cannot. There's a wide variety of foods that come in a can.
Now you're really reaching.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on the canned food one. That could be anything.
Remove for 30 days and then what? Gain the weight back? Because if your diet isn't sustainable, you're going to keep doing exactly that. Stop telling people to take things out of their diet and instead teach them how to include things in their diet in moderation.
Okay, I agree with what he said about not just doing that for 30 days. If you only do something for 30 days and then you stop, clearly you're going to gain the weight back. But I disagree with everything he said about moderation. It's very hard to eat highly processed junk food in moderation because it's designed to be highly palatable and make you want to just overconsume the hell out of it. This guy reminds me a lot of Hornby, how he's just like, do whatever you feel like doing, like the typical kind of grifter. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos from this person in the future. He's got quite a few. I just looked into it. This guy is selling all sorts of coaching services, dude. He is an absolute grifter. So I disagree with everything that this guy said, except for the part where he said, don't just do whatever you're doing for 30 days and then stop doing it because then you'll gain the weight back. Yeah, obviously. Why would you just do something for 30 days to lose weight and then you stop doing it? Obviously, when you stop doing it, you're going to gain it all back. But I disagree with everything else that he said. I think the correct way to do things is just to eliminate all the highly processed junk foods until you stop craving them and your gut's microbiome changes. It is very difficult to have small amounts of this highly processed garbage food because it is designed to be highly palatable and addictive. This dude gives me major Hornby vibes, man. Please click like. 1 like equals 1 mustache combing. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.